that you know what the punishment is. I think in the last episode, we were talking about withdrawal of seal and all that, then punishment for 3 years and so.
Right.
But even aside that, the issue we are having more now is not even the surveyor not practicing ethically. The issue we're having now is people, individuals from the public, who are venturing into the surveillance industry and then duplicating seals, forging signatures, duplicating even the seal from the Surveyor Registration Council of Nigeria. So that is the issue we are having more now. So that one is even more of an issue against the state, because forgery is an issue against the state. It's a criminal offense.
Right.
So in our own institution, I think in the last episode we talked about how there are stages to it. We are the Monetary and Tax Force. After gathering the we do our investigations, gather all the information. We still work with the ethics committee, and then they take it up, whether outside the profession or deal with you within the profession. So one of the, like I remember the last episode they were talking about, some people have been taken off, they've been delisted.
Yeah.
As at the last AGM. I'm sure by this AGM maybe we'll find another one, because the AGM will come in another 6, 7, 8 months. Yeah.
So licenses can be withdrawn?
It can be withdrawn at any time.
Wow.
Depending on what you have done. So depending on the graveness of your work.
So what this means is, for those that are developers, the real estate companies, surveyor robots, what are they supposed to do before they even begin to say, look, I am carrying this out for you in terms of surveying?
Well, what we encourage real estate developers and people who are big into real estate and infrastructure development, just do your due diligence. You're looking to engage somebody as a surveyor, and he comes with a beautifully crafted CV and certificates to show and all that. Go a step further. As a corporate entity, you should be concerned about the people you're bringing on your payroll, because directly or indirectly they represent your brand. So take a step further. Consult Surveyors Registration Council, the Surveyors Council of Nigeria, SOCON. Consult Nigerian Institution of Surveyors. Consult the Association of Private Practicing Surveyors. You can write to them to make inquiries on a particular person you're seeking to employ. A lot of other organizations do it. You can walk in there claiming to be, for instance, maybe a chartered accountant, with your beautiful CV. They will write ICANN, or ANAN, or ACA, or whatever, to give information on this person without you even knowing. So, but the problem is that we have, especially as it affects the surveying profession, we always have people who are looking out for cheap service. Looking out for cheap service. Yes. Quality service comes at a cost.
That's right.
Yes. So, but when you're looking for cheap service, you will likely run into these quacks who are everywhere waiting to devour their next victim.
All right, then Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. This morning we're talking monitoring as an essential tool for quality service delivery in surveying, and we're making reference to how best we can ensure that the surveyor is at top notch with what he does, but then also trying to ensure that we prevent all forms of forgery and things that are not very pleasant to the profession. All right, you have any questions for our guests this morning? We'll entertain that very, very shortly, but getting back to the roads, most of the areas are still looking pretty good. The Lekki Ajah corridor, the last update we got from there, all looking very good this morning. And then those of you within the Victoria Island end, things are busy, especially within the alternating points, but no major worries driving through there. Let me see. Okay, the incident report we got earlier on was at Apapa. Okay, that has been properly tackled. But within the Ejigbo corridor, the report says it's a free flow of traffic from Pako, from areas like Okiafa, like Jakonde, that's Jakonde Gate, NMPC intersection, Iyano Ejigbo, Power Line, Egbe, Sele, Ilewe, Synagogue, all looking pretty good. Same for movement beyond that point, but it is slow and steady. If you're heading in and out of Ojodo down to Ikotu intersection rather, proceeding towards the old garage. Now the return trip from Synagogue up to NMPC junction, very good. And then we have traffic that is very slow between that point to Jakonde Gate, also Ijegu up to Okiafa and Pako, slow and steady as well. Slow movement from Mobostik towards Keno, and then we can tell you the return trip from Keno back to Mobostik is looking good. We have traffic managers well positioned within those areas to ensure that you have it very, very good. All right. So now that you have mentioned this, quality service delivery is key for one to have things very right. And on this program before, we've talked about the fact that there are so many survey plans out there that are not properly done, and we have so many fake survey plans. How do I know if my survey plan is fake, so to say, equipment?
Okay, for we in the surveying industry, we have a standard for our cadastral practices, and then for every survey plan you do, from the top of the title to the bottom of where you sign, there are security. I will call them to the public now. It's like security features that we surveyors add. They are the pillar numbers given by SOCON for the state. The seal is from SOCON federal. Your signature, your live signature, which has to be in green, and then some other features around the survey plan. So when I pick a survey plan, I can look at it and just tell you, oh, this is a provisional copy, or this does not even have the pillar numbers, does not even coincide with what we are using at present in Lagos State and things like that.
So
there
the
are a lot of
difference
features.
between a provisional copy and the real.
Yeah, so that's why I didn't want to go into the issue of
Technical-
provisional copy, but
Yeah.
I think in our last discussion in the secretariat, somebody
Right.
asked me, and I said, you may not be able to take away the issue of provisional copies at the moment, and the reason is that I had an issue where somebody, a family friend, just said half of the building or the land there is free. They want to use it for a JV, so they just want to know what's happening there. So they want to know the size. So
Okay.
at that point, that's the point they want to use. They will now build maybe a terrace apartment there. Then they will do the survey. So that is where provisional sketches or surveys come in. But those are not legal documents. They cannot be tendered anywhere for any legal purposes. That's why all our survey plans are legal documents. They are legal instruments. So if you do a survey plan and you the survey general was with us some days back, and he told us about half truth. You cannot do a survey plan and put some information that makes it look like it's a real survey plan. So when you do that, you have posted half truth to the public or to the client, and it makes the client feel like he has something very tangible.
Right.
So
So
it doesn't make sense
So it should be it shouldn't be encouraged at all.
at all. You can't do that. I
Right.
want to give. Maybe I will do something unusual today, Victor.
Okay.
I want to ask you a question.
Right.
Do you know about Macaulay?
Herbert Macaulay.
Yes.
In Yaba.
Do you know the person?
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
I
what
do.
can you say about him?
I mean, he was one of those nationalists.
Okay. I think that's the smallest you can say for us being a professional. So Albert Macaulay, I will tell you, was a civil engineer and a surveyor.
Ah.
Yes. So at the time in my career, my boss brought in Albert Macaulay's survey plan. Albert Macaulay passed on 1946.
Right.
So he brought this was less than 10 years ago, and I happened to pick a survey plan done by Albert Macaulay.
Wow.
So when we did some of the work, it was a litigation issue, and we found out that the survey plan was even presently in the millennia, it is still correct to a fault.
Wow.
So if there was an issue on that, my own family, if I was the owner of the land, I would still praise about Macaulay as a nationalist, like you said. But some other families would say, no, he made my family lose land.
Okay.
So that's why we're talking about quality service delivery.
That's right. That's right.
Thank you.
Which is very, very true. All right, then 08099120777. You can begin to connect with us this morning. So we're talking about professionalism as a way, of bringing about bringing monitoring into the surveying profession. We're looking at it as a tool that will really, really encourage quality service delivery this morning. I'm having some messages that are coming in. This one says, good morning to you, Victor, and the surveyors. Can you explain the main responsibilities of the monitoring and task force units in the Lagos State branch of APPSN? Charles from Ajegunle is sending that one in. Agro robots? Okay, all right. Let me get back to Iyekume.
Okay, like we reiterated earlier, the main focus for we in the tax team is probably investigation on issues that arises around practicing ethically. So we want to ensure standards or principles and guidelines of surveying is done according to standard. That's one for we the practitioner. Then secondly, for the public, we receive complaints. We
Okay.
deal with your complaints. We listen. We attend to you. We delve into checking what really happened. Who are the people involved? If there's a syndicate of people involved, we investigate. We come back with reports. I will tell you for free that in the last 2-3 weeks, I've been going to Zone 2.
Where is that?
That's
Which
the
zone
police headquarters
Okay.
that covers Lagos and Ogun, because we have an issue pending right now where a surveyor was practically apprehended. The case is in Lagos as in Ogun. And then the surveyor had been taken up that he did fake survey. And the woman went to get people. But there are a lot of issues around there. So we have issues regularly.
Right.
We receive complaints from the public. We'll help you investigate, check what's happening around it, and make sure that you get result at the end of it
Okay,
through the institution structure.
That reminds me, Comrade Daniel. Okay, well, we have a call there. Hello there, good morning. All right, what's your name? David, where are you calling from? From where? Yeah, but okay, David, I thought you said you're calling from Dallas. All right, so David, we're talking surveying, and we're talking precisely the issue of monitoring and all of that. So, what's your contribution to the surveyors in the building? Oh, do not hinder the delivery of projects, Abi. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. All right, Ehikome, how do you guys ensure that when you are doing this monitoring and all of that, it won't cause some kind of delays in terms of time delivery?
Oh, I don't know what kind of project it's actually talking about, but you know, in the environment sector that we all, engineering sector that we all work in, first of all, we don't go like the task force of maybe the other ministries would come and say stop work or something.
Okay.
You hardly see a surveyor's name even on the board of professionals that are working there. So, but we work with our own people first. Then if there's a complaint from the public, it comes to us, and then we know how to. We also have to mediate if there are issues. So we don't go and stop projects. We don't hinder projects.
Okay.
Yes, especially because we are not the government officials. The government has the power to ensure all that. I think the Ministry of Building, Works and Housing and all that, they have all those powers. We are not. We don't have a legal background on that to do all that.
All right. This one says, "Hi. Say, what tools or technologies are commonly used in the monitoring process for surveyors?" You didn't put your name. I would have loved it.
Monitoring process.
Yes. So, are there any tools that you use?
When you say monitoring process, I think Surveyor Agro Robots, my colleague here,
We
talked about. No, he talked about monitoring. No, I
Structural
hope
monitoring.
there's structural monitoring, which is more of the formational monitoring,
Okay.
checking the integrity of a building as
Alright.
it goes up, especially for skyscrapers and all that. But for we in the monitoring sector, of course, the regular checks is visitations to your office, receive of complaints, check, use the police, also investigate. We also investigate internally. We have our structure internally to check on payments that you make to institutions and other things. Just it's more of a, so it's not like a tool. Maybe you're asking me a hand tool or something. So no, it's a process. It is a structure that guides us on how to work. And we don't also just indict people, especially colleagues. We ask for open invitations. We discuss with them respectfully.